Raucous, I think is how you would describe that rendition of the Turkey national anthem. So as host, let's run through their team first. 3 players featuring from the Super League leaders Galatasaray. But it's Murkonok who gets the nod in goal of Besiktas. Across the back, Mert Muldur, Meri Demiraz, Abdul Karim Bardakshi, one of those Galatasaray players, and Eren El Mali of Trabzonspor. In midfield, Benfica's Orkun Kopçu and Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the captain of Turkey and their most experienced player. Then 3 in front of them, Yunus Akgün, Arda Güler of Real Madrid, and another Benfica player, Kerim Aktaroglu, and up front, Barış Alper Yilmaz of Galatasaray. Wales, well, they make 4 changes. So they have Karl Darlow in goal, earning his 3rd cap. Then across the back, we think it'll be Connor Roberts on the right, Joe Roden, Ben Davis, Nico Williams. Hesitate over that because in one lineup I've seen Sorba Thomas plays in a wing-back role. Jordan James and Josh Sheehan in the heart of the midfield. And then it's maybe Thomas, Wilson, Harry Wilson, Brennan Johnson and Mark Harris. The 2 captains, Ben Davis and Çalhanoğlu, are tossing the coin, with the referee Juan Martinez Munera of Spain, who's been a FIFA ref since 2015. He's never refed Wales or Turkey. His assistants Raul Carbonero and Guadalupe Porase Ayuso. 4th official Alejandro Muniz Ruiz, and Spanish people on the VAR as well, Alejandro Hernandez and Guillermo Cuadra. We have to go through all the officials these days, given the influence of VAR. So Turkey, top Group B, will expect to enhance their position tonight as they defend a 5-game unbeaten home run, which started against Wales in Samsun in June 2023. Wales are in the heart of Turkey. Kayseri is known for its manufacture of furniture. Well, this is unlikely to be a comfortable experience for Wales this evening. The referee waits for the go-ahead for the first whistle. The teams are ready, and if Wales can win this, then this will easily be the best result of Craig Bellamy's so far unbeaten reign. Wales are in their yellow away strip, playing from right to left, and the ball is hooked out by Sheehan for a Turkey throw on the left-hand side. The little giggle you heard was from former Wales striker Helen Ward, who's one side of me, and Nathan Blake, another former Wales striker, on the other side. As Nico Williams intercepts the ball, Sorba Thomas is into the Turkey penalty area and wins a Wales corner in the opening 37 seconds. Helen Ward.
Yeah, good start. I wasn't expecting us to maybe go as gung-ho as we did in the opening game, but it looks like they're on the front foot, and I think it is a 4 at the back with Nico Williams occupying the left-back space.
Harry Wilson has received the corner short. Thomas now chips in the cross. Roden heads it across the penalty area. It's pulled down by Çalhanoğlu, who's only cleared it away to Sorba Thomas. Thomas holds onto the ball, goes to ground, foul. Wins the free kick off the blonde-haired Barış Alper Yilmaz. We welcome listeners in the Newport area after their goalless home draw with Grimsby. Another penalty miss for Newport. It's Wales drawing 0-0 in Turkey at the moment. They've started strongly in the opening minute and a half, and they have a free kick 15 yards from the Turkey penalty area. Harry Wilson, I think, just says to Josh Sheehan, do you fancy it? And he steps over the ball. Sheehan and Connor Roberts are there. Roberts runs away. Ball goes into the middle from Sheehan. headed out. It's going to be picked up by Nico Williams on that right hand side, chips it forward. Wilson's looking for the ball, and Gernot comes out to claim the Turkey goalkeeper and immediately throws it out to the captain, Çalhanoğlu. Nathan Blake, you're alongside me as well.
Yeah, even in all, it's going to be really important, Rob, for that midfield for me tonight. You know, players like Josh Sheehan, not a lot of experience playing in these sorts of games. It's going to be really important for him to command that central midfield position. Jordan James, as we can see, Craig Bellamy going with the norm, pushing the man from midfield up high on the press. It's going to be so important. That's a great win.
Lovely interception by Jordan James. Harris now being pushed away from the penalty area, but turns. Wales in possession. They've started really well in the opening 2 minutes or so. Sorba Thomas loses out though, and it's a charge forward by Yunus Akgün, and Turkey still have it. Low cross into the penalty area, chipped away by the Wales defence. Çalhanoğlu picks it up again. The first touch for Ardel Güler. This is Çalhanoğlu again, with the Turkey manager Vincenzo Montella barking his instructions from the sidelines. And now Wales are compact as Turkey have the ball, playing from left to right, all in red, and the crowd has a sea of crescent flags. It really is a hot atmosphere in Kayseri in central Turkey. But the one thing about a crowd like this is if you can silence them, it does have an effect on the home side as well.
Yeah, it's easier said than done.
Yeah. Well, Harris, I thought he'd lost out on a challenge there with Demiral, who plays his football in Saudi Arabia at Al-Ahly.
Thing is, Rob, they don't silence, they just go even more vociferous against you. They really go for it. Every time you touch the ball, there'll be these whistles and jeers you can hear. It's not going to be
which might explain partly why Wales have only won once in Turkey.
Yeah, it could well do. It could well do.
Carl Harris goal separating the sides in Ankara 43 years ago.
In the 80s.
Yeah, 81, yeah. I wasn't there. I was around, but I wasn't there. 0-0 anyway after 4.5 minutes. So far, so good. As Williams cuts in from the left-hand side, lays it back to Jordan James. Don't think he was expecting that. Çalhanoğlu will try to get Turkey going forward again, but they've messed that up big time. Wales have won it back. James goes flying. Another Wales free kick.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to have to do in this game, is really break it up. You don't want Turkey to get into any sort of rhythm, Rob, because what will happen if you were winning the game, or you know, they're chasing you, or if they're winning the game 2 or 3-0, what happens is they'll just stop it at every opportunity. They'll, you know, go down, you know, simple kick of the leg, and be down rolling around and things like that. They really don't let you get into any sort of rhythm. So really important for Wales that any opportunity, it doesn't sound nice, but you know, you've got to play the occasion. Simple as that.
Connor Roberts was forward then, but conceded the goal kick. He of course did score against Turkey in the Euros in Baku, as Güler is robbed by Sheehan, but it bounces away, and here comes Akgün, right hand side, lays it back to Güler. We know we can shoot from there, and he does. May have taken a deflection, but Karl Darlow was right behind it and plunges on. He looks no older than a teenager. Well, I mean a young teenager.
Yeah, hell of a player, Rob. Beautiful left foot as well.
He's 19 at the moment, the Real Madrid player. He's having to bide his time at Real Madrid, but
when you look at the likes of Barcelona that now, Rob, the superstars are 17, 18, 19, 20. You know, the way football is going, just players seem to be getting younger and younger and younger.
He's just seeing Montella, what a job he's done. A win record of nearly 53%, and considering they got to the quarterfinals of the Euros as well, so they've not played easy opposition in many of their games. Went out to the Netherlands in the end. This is Huller. wide to the threatening Adkun of Galatasaray, cuts inside on his left foot, then heads towards the byline, but Ben Davies ensured that he couldn't collect the ball. 0-0.
It's been a frantic start. I think both teams struggling to get hold of the ball for an extended period of time. Wales probably be just about the happier, but I think Turkey are coming into it now a bit more with Güler being quite prominent on this right hand side. But yeah, it's been a very fast start from both sides and lots of turnover in possession.
91st cap for Ben Davies. And on Tuesday against Iceland, bit of a landmark for him. If he plays, he'll move level with the great Neville Southall in the all-time golden caps list. Nice ball out by Çalhanoğlu to Moldura Fenerbahce. Back inside to Huller, who plays just off the front man. And then the ball is clicked forward, looking for Aktaroglu, the Benfica player who was moved from Galatasaray in September.
Such a difficult place to go when you hear the fans, right, Rob? You know, it's like going away to any ground. It's so loud, like I said earlier, so vociferous and just on you constantly. They don't give you a moment's peace if you're the away team. You're literally battling. It's like battling 14 players.
Terrible ball out by Gunok. This is Harris moving right for Wales, well inside the Turkey half. They go back now to Ben Davies, who parades inside the centre circle, square to Roden. Moves it forward to Connor Roberts. He's got Johnson on his outside. But Johnson is knocked off the ball and then reacts. Brennan Johnson gets a yellow. He's just come back from suspension, so he's not on a yellow.
He gets a lot of yellows like that, Brennan Johnson. I think it's a part of his game he needs to maybe work on. He gets a lot of, it's petulant, isn't it? And he gets a lot of those. I think he does for Tottenham as well.
It's almost like in that situation there you could see I've been bullied a bit, I'm a little embarrassed, I'm just gonna petulantly kick you, right? But it's not a tackle, it is something that
whereas like Harry Wilson, he gets him for going in a bit hard and a bit late, but it's not like a petulant,
it's not a petulant thing.
He gets his retaliation in
he's just naughty. He's just dirty.
0-0, BBC Radio Wales, Nathan Blake, Helen Ward and myself, Rob Phillips. You didn't need to know that, you know the other two, they're the main ones. As Turkey build down the Wales right, high upfield, level with the penalty area. Johnson nicks it again, but he loses it once more. Then it's swept out to the right hand side. Good header away by Sorba Thomas. Plays his football now in Nantes.
Lovely lad. Met him on the podcast, Rob, on the Feast of Football. Really top geezer.
Suffered horrible abuse recently in France.
I read that, surprising.
Cross into the penalty area, and it's Darlow has to come out and punch the ball away. Now Yilmaz claims may have been
he'll never get
him.
Both Helen and I will confess to that, right, Al? As soon as I see the keeper coming out, I thought there's no point going down, because no matter what happens, unless he literally chins you, you're not going to get a penalty for that.
As Newport fans know from the playoff final in 2019, when Glenn Leathern took out 21, when Glenn Leathern took out Scott Bennett.
Yeah, I just got over that. You just reminded me again.
Yeah, sorry. Bobby Madley was a referee, Helen, in case you needed to know.
I think I've seen it.
Have I talked to you about it before?
Maybe once or twice.
Not of it.
There was one in the Premier League the other day, wasn't there?
There was,
Arsenal. What did Paul Merson say? He punched his head off.
Yeah. Like you see, Darlow catches him with a follow through with the elbow.
Yeah.
But he makes clean contact with the ball, so he's never going to get the free kick. It's one of them you'd expect, because you've been clattered if you're a striker, and you're not going to remonstrate with the referee, but you're never going to get it.
Darlow looks, as Ian Hunt rightly pointed out, looks like he's got a Movember tash on the go.
There's a few of them Downton Abbey lookalikes down there. Conor Roberts as well. Hey, mate, don't be... Hey.
Well, I don't think you can be one to judge.
Have you got 2 TVs? Wow. If we learn nothing else today about this Wales squad, we now know that Nathan Blake is an avid watcher of Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it.
Wow, 12 minutes gone. Write that down. We'll ask Helen Ward her watching habits.
Why?
Oh, okay, we'll have a think about it. But come up with a better answer than Downton Abbey, maybe. Yilmaz is up, and he's okay. And Cockchu flies the ball out to Akun on the right hand side. Goulet slips in the pass in the penalty area, and Nico Williams is there to give Turkey their first corner. We played 13 minutes, it's goalless on BBC Radio Wales.
Yeah, really intelligent play by Goulet. Lovely little ball, good run as well. Well defended in the end by Wales.
Goulet will take this corner from the right hand side, swing it in left footed, headed out by Williams again, and then a shot, hopeful shot on the turn by Aktur Koglu, which goes harmlessly over Carl Darlow's crossbar. So far so good. Craig Bellamy said in the week he was expecting and told Wales to expect, and their fans, a bit of pain early on, as Turkey were expected to start quickly, which they didn't do in Cardiff, of course.
Yeah, because we caught them off guard.
Yeah.
We really surprised them, I think. And then we played well, really well.
So it's goalless, and Turkey have the ball inside their own half, 10 yards inside their own. Lovely ball from Cockchu up to Goulet, and he's gone into the penalty. He's collected possession. He's come out to this near side, pursued by Ben Davis and Nico Williams. They know how dangerous he can be. Cockchu exchanges passes with his captain Sean Nodlu. He must be the worst player to keep naming. I always had a problem with him in the Euros. Do you remember? My family gave me wicked stick for calling him about 14 different versions of his name.
Oh, Çalhanoğlu.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
And, if I say number 10 from now on, you know what I mean.
You say Çalhanoğlu or Igloo.
Yeah, don't I know?
Yeah.
I was reminded. Not the worst thing I've ever said on Radio Mind, but there we go. 0-0, 15 minutes gone on Radio Wales Sport in this Nations League encounter in Casir, as Huller is found again, right hand side of the Wales penalty area, chips it left footed, headed away by Roden, and then a wayward shot by Demiral up from the back and over the top. If you're wondering about the Wales subs today, Charlie Savage, Charlie Crew and David Harrington, the Fleetwood goalkeeper, called in late this week, who actually saved that Newport penalty a few weeks ago for Fleetwood against Bryn Morris. They've dropped out of the squad today. They're not in the matchday squad. So the Wales subs are David Brooks, Liam Cullen, Dan James, Joe Allen, Ben Kabanga, Ruben Colwell, Rhys Norrington Davis, Lewis Kumas, Chris Mepham, Jay De Silva and Danny Ward. And I was looking earlier, Wales, Craig Bellamy, you made the point, I think it was, Helen, that he's normally got Ward, Darlow so far in the group, but this time Darlow's got the nod. Hang on, as Williams intercepts a wayward ball in midfield, sends Thomas down the left hand side. Goulet is scurrying across and stabs in the foot to knock the ball out for a throw. But what Turkey have actually done is played Shakir in 2 games, and this is Mert Gönük's 3rd game, so they've swapped keepers as well.
Everyone's rotating.
Yeah. So it was Gönük in goal for the Wales home game and their 3-1 win at home against Iceland, and Shakir played in the away games, their 1-0 win in Montenegro, and their Montenegro home game, and They won 4-2 in Iceland in their last game. So maybe it's a thing among European coaches. 0-0. 17 minutes gone. And there hasn't been that much pain so far, has there?
No, I think it's been fairly good from a Welsh perspective. I think enjoying a little bit of spell now with the ball. Just something not quite coming off in the final third at the moment. Intercepting lots of passes, getting on the front foot and putting Turkey under pressure, but once we get into that final third, not really connecting.
That's a lovely ball in behind, looking for Aktaroglu, but he couldn't get there. Scored 4 goals in this tournament, Aktaroglu, as Thomas keeps the ball in on the touchline near side, just away from the byline. Has a chance to cross into the Turkey penalty. A cool defending that time by Eren Elmaly, the 24-year-old from Trabzonspor.
Yeah, I think the point Helen just made is really important, right? Where it's not connecting in the final third. That sort of ball that Solver Thomas just put in, you want to keep for more coming on that. But with Harris, you're going to have to slip balls down the sides of defenders, because he's clever at making those runs off defenders at the right time into the 18-yard box. He's not going to come in and attack that sort of ball. So it's really important for Wales to try and pick their way, or pass their way in that final third, rather than swinging balls in.
Aktaroglu, crossfield ball out to this near side, collected by Akgun. 6 goals for Galatasaray this season so far. Turkey move forward again with Demiral, former Juventus player. Then they spread out to the left hand side. They've got only Gulere in the box as Barış Alper Yilmaz puts it back again. Baldacci is joined in, and long range shot which deflects off Aktaroglu for a Wales goal kick. 0-0, 20 minutes on the clock. So far so good, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, if you're splitting the game, the first 45 into thirds, 3/3 you'll be happy with the first, and then you're into the second already, so really good for Wales. Like I say, it's just this sort of situation where you've got to do better with that ball up to the front player, and the front players are going to do better and get hold of the ball. Thomas has been positive all game.
Yeah, he has, really good. But he loses possession there. Gulere across halfway, inside right position, slides it forward. Lovely ball to Aktaroglu, and hasn't got his shooting boots on and looks pretty embarrassed by that. Pulls the shirt up over his head.
Sure, he took a bubble. Must have.
It was a danger to the people behind the goal. Cardano's goal, wasn't it? Floated up. Well, it did. Call it as it is. I don't think he did take a bobble. He just,
it's just terrible.
just swept his left foot. I knew it.
If it didn't take a bobble, that's what I was going to say. It was a shocking effort. And deserved.
He slipped in his teammate on the
deserved to be run down like that by Rob Phillips.
Got the Phillips treatment. Aktaroglu wide to Elmaly. They build down the left hand side, and it's a free kick. Might have got the ball then, Elmaly, but he'll happily take the free kick, I'm sure. Obviously likes to get forward. Well, that was on as well. Didn't know whether that took a deflection or not. But it's out for, I think that's a corner, or it did take a deflection off Brennan Johnson as he tried to stop the ball being crossed by Barış Alper Yilmaz. 0-0, 22 minutes gone. The captain, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, 95th cap tonight.
A 95th different version of his name.
I consistently wrong. Floats it in and came off the top of a Wales head. I think it did. Well defended Wales, but it was a threatening corner. Goulet wants to take the throw in. I'm not sure that's going to happen. No. Muldoon says, I'll take that. You're better on the ball. And he supplies Goulet. Thinks about crossing in, goes back though. Then it's crossed in, looking for Yilmaz, but Darlow comes to collect. 0-0.
I was going to say something about Darlow, but I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him. He's been brilliant since he's come into this side, I have to say.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
Montenegro run up against Iceland. Bakic, the goal scorer after 23 minutes. As Wales lose possession high, and then an attempted, and the referee did see it. Barış Yilmaz was complaining that he was held as he tried to take a return ball from Turkoglu. They're lively, aren't they, the front players for Turkey. It's a free kick, fair way out. Well, I'm not sure Connor Roberts could do much about that, if I'm honest, but there we are. Or did he know what he was doing?
I think he knew.
Conor Roberts always knows what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Yilmaz in the wars again. But more pertinently for Wales, it's a free kick which Goulet looks as if he fancies from, well, it's just right of centre. As Goulet hits it, hits the wall, bounces back to the Real Madrid player. They hold on to possession. They play it wide, first time ball in, and it's a sliding Conor Roberts, balloons that over the top of his own crossbar for another Turkey corner.
Absolutely wonderful cross, Rob. First time, straight across your 6-yard box. Such a dangerous ball that. Conor Roberts does so well. Often that'll end up in the back of the net from a defender or an attacker. It's a wonderful ball.
I'd have loved to have one of those crosses put in the box.
You would have eaten that up, wouldn't you? Yeah.
On the floor and
salivating.
Lovely.
Yeah, Muldoon was the supplier. Corner comes in from the left again, swung in, headed up in the air. Should be cleared by the Wales defence, out only to the edge of the box. And it's an arcing run into the penalty area, and the shot at goal is blocked by Roden from Yunus Akgün.
Really good defending, Rob. Roden stands up, doesn't fall for the dummy. Gets across covering his mate. Yeah, I think it was definitely on target.
Goulet with a corner from the right. Good header away, that time from Mark Harris. Headed back across the Wales penalty area. Harris gets there again. James tries to take a touch. Forced back towards the corner flag. Just scoops it away for a throw-in, which Goulet is eager to take quickly. He does so.
He was on the pitch when
I was
he
just about to say, as a foul throw, he had both feet on the pitch. They're in Cardiff, I can see it.
He plays a Real Madrid, he can do what he wants. Muldoon again slides it down to Goulet, plays it back into the penalty area, cut out by Jordan James in the right position. Harris thinks about floating it forward for the on-running Wilson. Çalhanoğlu is back there again. And it's played to Harris. Chance for Harry Wilson now into the penalty area. Looks for the ball across. Brennan Johnson slips as he tries to take control, and he got it under control. He was 7 yards out with a goal at his mercy.
Yeah, I think Harry should have gone with the ball we just seen from the Turkish player. Should have just fed that across the 6-yard box. He tries to chip and dink it in front of Brennan, but Brennan's got to go backwards to retrieve, and once that happens, yeah, he was always fighting against his own momentum. Couldn't stand on his feet, stay on his feet. Great opportunity, and they're not going to come thick and fast. They're going to be, you might get two of them in 90 minutes, so it's important that you try and pick the right pass.
By the way, I should tell you, the Montenegro goal was giving the ball away into their own penalty area, and I don't know what Akgün was doing then. Shot from distance this time, takes a deflection, from Çalhanoğlu. I think he's saying to Akram, why the heck didn't you shoot?
Yeah, it looked like he's trying to cross it with his right foot, like dink it to the far post.
Oh, I think he was playing it inside for Akçakoglu. Yeah, you have, yeah. You would have.
Yeah.
And he would have as well.
I think Koçu had pointed just before the ball got to him. He must have thought he was still making his run, but even if he was, it was a heavy pass.
Just a Rebakic effort from Montenegro was ruled out for offside, so it's still 0-0.
Çalhanoğlu not happy with him at all.
No. Güler with the corner from the right. Turkey's fifth corner. Gets it back a little deeper. Deep cross into the penalty area, headed back across, cleared away by Johnson. Hooked away right-footed. Picked up on that far side by Akçakoglu, just on his own halfway line. El Mali with it in the centre circle, plays it forward, little touch into Bardakci. Bardakci tries to swing it out to Güler, is pulled wide on the right hand side, and that should be back with Karl Darlow.
Yeah, you know the point Ian Hunt was making before the game. How do you think Craig Bellamy would play the game, or have you? Sometimes just take it out of your hands. Right now, Turkey are in the ascendancy and just on top of Wales. So it doesn't matter what you do, Wales. You're going to have to sit in a deep defensive block and just see this time out and wait for the momentum to change. Whether that's an attack, a long ball, a corner, whatever. Right now, the momentum is all with Turkey.
This is Yilmaz, crosses in from the left-hand side that time. Wales deal with that. Wilson gets it away up towards halfway. It's going to be picked up by a red shirt again, though. Played sideways by Bardakci, and then a ball in behind. But Akçakoglu was on his heels, and Darlow can collect. 0-0. An incessant noise in the stadium.
Yeah, I think these are the uncomfortable times that Craig Bellamy was speaking about, going through some pain. Like Blakey said, this is what you have to just ride it out and keep yourselves in the game. And we've seen already that Turkey have got a tendency to give you the ball in the middle of the park, like they did for that opportunity that Harry Wilson probably should have done a bit better with the pass. But they will give you opportunities, but you have to keep yourself in the game in the meantime, whilst they do have this big spell of pressure.
They've got the ball again. El Mali in from the left-hand side. Wales have won that back. Wilson moves up to halfway. Nico Williams on the left, up to Sorba Thomas, has to go back into his own half, pursued back. James, big ball to Nico Williams again, back inside to James. They've moved 20 yards upfield. Wilson's there again, tries to feed it forward to James, throw in which Wales will take. James wanted to take it quickly.
Ball, very sensible. Sorba Thomas just telling Jordan, just put it down. Let's get our breath back. Let's have a spell of possession rather than thinking we're going to try and attack and score as soon as we get the ball. We're going to have to take the sting out of this and try and build a bit of pressure themselves, Wales, but that's not good enough.
Joshin loses out.
Yeah, poor touch.
To Güler, who's over halfway. Feed Koçu of Benfica. He's clever on the ball. Jordan James is going to be an interesting one. Just 3 substitute appearances, totaling 27 minutes for Rennes so far since his move to France.
Are you thinking of the gasket that you won?
Yeah. That's why you got Joe Allen on the bench, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yilmaz floats the ball out, but he can't find Muldur. And Sorba Thomas turns defence into attack. He's done that well tonight. He's up to the edge of the penalty area. And Wilson stopped.
I think he wanted the ball earlier, didn't he?
But he then turned his back, walked away from it. The ball still came. Could have still gotten the end of that. Okay, you could probably say to Sorba, just play it a bit earlier, but you don't turn your back and walk away. The ball's still there.
0-0. BBC Radio Wales Sport. Reminder earlier, Newport drew 0-0 with Grimsby. Wrexham lost 1-0 away to Stockport. Read about those on the BBC Sport Wales website. And at the moment, I think Craig Bellamy will be relatively happy with the way his side are coping. Told not to be the curse of the commentator. It's Kokchu. Oh, there's ball into the Wales penalty area. Good save, Darlow. Adcoon pulled the trigger, and Darlow spread himself, and that kept Wales, well, it kept the scoreline blank.
That was a top save. Really good save from Carl Darlow.
So quick off his line. Brilliant save.
Hilaire again. Right hand side this time. 3-4 red shirts in the penalty area. Takes a deflection. It bounces into the Wales box. They have to be careful around their penalty area because Turkey are streetwise. Abdulkarim Bardakci of Galatasaray on halfway. Now they move it right to Demiral. Demiral wide to Muldur. Little cross in, touch back to Hilaire. 25-30 yards out, thinks about shooting. Then chips a lovely ball in behind the Wales defence. And it's blocked for a corner. That was a really intelligent ball by Hilaire.
He's clever, isn't he, Rob?
It's a really clever ball, wasn't it? And that was a great ball in to Adcoon. Just steamed in from nowhere, and Darlow made a really good save. That is a truly impressive save from Carl Darlow of Leeds United. So another Turkey corner.
Yeah, Adakoglu's coming into the game more and more, isn't he? Really intelligent player. Wales have got their backs against the wall. Just going to have to see this first half out. You get the feeling.
Shalanolo drives it in, bounces off a Wales knee, and then is hooked away. Sorba Thomas gives chase. They have to go back to their goalkeeper, Gunok. Ball is sliced forward, but that's out for, going to drop out for either a Wales throw or a goal kick. Helen Ward.
Yeah, I think Blakey's right. This first half they need to just see it out. But saying that, we've still had some opportunities to create chances, and not quite had that final ball, that final sort of pass hasn't quite been there. I think the one you spoke about earlier, Sorba Thomas, has crossed it, and there's no Kiefer Moore. But for me, I think Brennan Johnson's got to do a bit more at the back post and make it more difficult for his fullback, who was just able to chest it back to the goalkeeper. So there've been moments, but it's important they keep their heads.
This is Barish Alba Yilmaz shoots right-footed, balloons up in the air. Oh, Roden, he headed it behind him, and he goes to the ground. He's not going to get a free kick for that, I don't think. And the play continues, ball back into the Wales box, and it was Barish Alba Yilmaz who threw himself at it, but the ball ends up with Carl Darlow, and Nico Williams has taken a knock. And even if he hasn't, he'd do well to stay down for a few seconds. Nathan Blake.
Yeah, just to take the sting out of it, Rob. I think Wales have got to make a decision on whether they're going to try and score on every possession, or they're just going to take the sting out of the game and try and get themselves in the game a little, because at the moment it's all Turkey, and then when Wales get it, it's a counter-attack, but Wales are going straight for the jugular. And I know some people might say, oh, that's the right thing to do, but for me, you've got to gain possession of the ball and try and pass it and keep it a little, and try and put your opponent on the back foot. You can't just counter-attack every time you've got the ball, and at the moment it's just a bit over-eager in that sense.
Yeah, if it's not like a 3v2 or an overwhelming advantage, just slow it down a bit, keep possession, and build yourself back into the game, take the pressure off for a little bit, and slow it down, definitely.
Make them concentrate, make them defend, make them chase the ball a bit. But at the moment, Wales are, it's alright in this first half, it's been brilliant up to now, but second half you do get the feeling this amount of pressure, well, you know, it's going to be extremely difficult for Wales not to break.
Well, Nico Williams could have had a foul there, but he ploughs on. He's doing really well, and he's only foiled by the aggressive Kokchu running back.
He could have released it, I think.
Yeah, and then that's the moments I'm talking about, right? Give it to Sorba Thomas, back off a little, keep the ball, just go back out along the back four, get a bit of respite for your team. It's not always about going and getting the goal.
I mean, if they do carry on playing in this way, you'd say that a Dan James would be an obvious choice to bring on in the second half, because he is that one player that, if you do want to play on the counter-attack, then he's obviously got that pace to do damage in behind. But then you've got the problem of people not being able to keep up with him and join him in attack.
Hilaire turns Out to Adkun into the penalty area, and again Davis shows all his
Great
experience. There's a Turkey player down in the box. I think it's Akturoglu, but Wales have lost possession again. And Yilmaz tried to play it back to Çalhanoğlu, who went to ground. No foul though. The referee's been right on it so far, the Spanish referee. And Wilson tries to get in at the other end. Little nudge in the back by Baradakci. And still down in the Wales box is Akturoglu.
Yeah, the two players I was slightly concerned with, I'll be honest with you, Rob, was Sheehan and Harris. Not because I don't think they've got the ability, I just think these sort of atmospheres and playing at this sort of level is going to be extremely difficult for those two. There's such little experience of doing so. I know the others are, there's like Jordan James or what have you, but I just was a little concerned for those two. Just looking back, it was a moment or two ago, Mark Harris ball played up to him. He's got to put his body in there.
I know up to Akturoglu. Nico Williams trod on his I know it's Ben Davis on his ankle.
Yeah. But if you're Mark Harris, you've got to shield that ball. You've got to get hold of it, and that was difficult, Rob, extremely difficult. But he's just got to. He's not going to win every battle, but he's got to do his fair share or win his fair share of those battles, just to take the sting out of the game for his team. I mean, a platform.
I feel that's where Joe Allen might come into it. And the other thing I'd say about replacements, Helen, I don't think any side can defend with just 11 this much. You know, it takes it up. I mean, you two know much better than I do.
Yeah,
but it takes it up if you defend it.
That's what I was just saying, second half, Rob.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if you're always trying to counter-attack, you've been defending for 2-3 minutes, and then you break straight away and you're thinking, right, I'm going to go and get a goal. No, keep the ball, because you're resting with the. You can rest with the ball. Without the ball, you're always chasing.
Yeah, and the more tired you get, the more that counter-attack stretches the game and opens it up too much for then Turkey to regain possession and have all the space in the world to play with, because the rest of the team have had to suffer in defence and haven't been able to get their shape and catch up again. So it is, the subs are going to be important, but they need to start managing the game and have possession a bit better as we're seeing now. Just slow the game down, take a breath, take a minute.
It's how you go 1-0 down, 2-0 down, 3-0 down quickly, because your mind is blown, you're so tired, and you can see 60th, 70th minute, and all of a sudden the floodgates open.
Yeah,
I think you might be offside there.
Harris is offside there. The ball's in the net, but the offside flag went up quite early in that. Was it Jordan James was straight offside? Craig Bellamy pacing the...
Yeah, you can have no complaints, Craig, because it went up straight away, and he is offside. She went up straight away. Yeah, good decision by the Lions lady.
Puts the flag up and then runs off just in case it's not accepted.
maybe forgot that they had VAR. Must have let it go, but...
Oh, he's offside twice.
So, goalless in Casilla, 5 minutes to go to half-time here on BBC Radio Wales. Give you a full run of what's happened elsewhere at half-time with Ian Hunt. So we'll have some match reaction to the action at Newport and Wrexham, or involving Newport and Wrexham this afternoon. And for once, Turkey make a hash of controlling possession, and Wales have a bonus throw 15 yards inside the Turkey half, which Connor Roberts has taken quickly, restored to the starting lineup tonight. Connor Roberts, despite a horrible challenge by Liam Cullen on him.
It's 2 balls on the pitch
on Sunday
for about 30 seconds.
He was talking about it in the week, Connor Roberts, as if he was my mate, I would have rolled around and tried to get the worse punishment than the yellow. It's Wales in yellow tonight. 0-0. Davis loses out to Galea, who drifts forward. building patiently. Adkin can cross from the byline right hand side, but he'll leave it to Mulder. Now he goes short to Roller, a couple of yards away from the corner of the penalty area. They've got plenty forward now, including Baradacci, and then the ball is swung in low from the left hand side. Oh, two Wales players collide then. That was naughty. Roden was one, Mark Harris the other. Roden has come off worse because I think he took it in the face. May have that's horrible.
That's a nasty.
Horrible, that is horrible. They both went up and Roden caught Harris on the side of his head, but Roden, I think his nose might need a bit of repair on the back of that.
That's close.
Yeah.
The offside, sorry.
Just was seeing a picture of the VAR decision on, which was offside. Now Joe Roden's nose is okay, but he's
so
got
might have a forehead gash or over the eye or something, Rob.
Yeah. So
Could do with him being okay though.
yeah, he's a
been a big
linchpin,
player.
isn't he?
Yeah.
And earns his 49th cap tonight, so it could be a golden cap for Joe Roden on Tuesday against Iceland. Coverage here on BBC Radio Wales from 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. There are 45 golden caps, in other words 50 cap plus players for Wales, and Joe Roden would make it 46.
I think he's really matured. I think in his early days playing for Wales, where he wasn't perhaps didn't have so much experience playing at a higher level, and he'd make silly little mistakes, whether it was
Overly aggressive he was.
overly aggressive, some loose passes, but I think
controls that aggression now, isn't he?
Since he's been playing regularly for Leeds, I think he's been terrific. I think he shows a real maturity about his game now, and he's again one of those players that you put him on the team sheet every single time for Wales.
Yeah, I think both him and Ampadu, both captain material, aren't they?
I think we're missing Ampadu too.
Oh, massively.
I think this is the game which you'd want him more than anyone.
Yeah,
the way
he's so well organised, and in that central midfield position, or centre back position, but magnificent in there.
The noise is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it never stops, Rob. That's the thing.
No wonder they build their stadiums away from sort of inhabited areas. Can you imagine trying to watch telly with this lot in the background? They're probably all watching the game, mind. But you're right. Ethan Ampadu, couldn't agree more. I mean, I would say Harry Wilson and Ethan Ampadu have been the standout players for Wales for the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And Ampadu, what was it? Made his debut 23 years, 6 months and 8 days. He's already got 54 caps. He just brings that control. His Leeds teammate, of course, with Joe Roden. Mark Harris has picked up a cut on the side of his head, the Oxford striker.
I think Ampadu has to be the next permanent captain for me. I think that it has to be him.
Just that cool, calm head, isn't it? Never seems to get flustered. Always organising, can play in the holding midfield position or centre back position, and equally as good in either position.
5 minutes of added time, and there'll be a bit more than that because this is going on, and rightly so. He can't take any.
It's a nasty one.
It was.
There's going to shine that.
Yeah.
On the side of his eye.
It looks like he's been in with, I was going to say Jake Paul, but maybe you're okay with Jake Paul. Mike Tyson, maybe. After last night. And I suspect this break benefits Wales because Turkey were in the ascendancy. So it's not the worst thing, but wow, he's got a lump on the side of his head, hasn't he, Mark Harris?
Yeah, it's not fully swollen yet.
No. Do you play on with those?
Yeah, a bit of ice, Rob, half time. Try and settle your heart rate down. We might even do a Rocky Balboa.
I still get squirmish about face and head injuries. even though I've been covering football for a long time.
It's that sound when you hear a clash of heads.
Yes, sickening. Yeah.
I watched a teammate have the top of her head stitched up once.
She said sadistically.
Yeah, was she crying?
I enjoyed it
No,
too.
she didn't mind. She seemed alright.
Oh, that's all right then.
It was a big old...
The worst one I saw, I can't remember his name now, the left back at Cardiff, broke his jaw at Orient, and you could hear the click. Oh, that was horrible.
I remember
Terry, what was his name? You probably weren't far behind him. Terry something or other. I can't remember his name now. Blonde left back.
I remember playing for Cardiff and someone had a compound fracture at their leg. Do you remember that? And Ninian Park, I think it was against Barnet or someone, and the lad went into a tackle Gary Thompson. Tom used to do that scissor challenge.
Yeah.
Done that scissor challenge on him. The lad was screaming, and we were all like, well, what's wrong with you? And we looked, his bone was sticking out of his sock. Almost fainted.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing I've seen on a pitch.
Yeah. Well, the worst noise I've heard, if we're reflecting on that, was John Relish breaking his leg at Fratton Park when Newport County were, there's the old Newport County in Division 4, 23,000 there, and you could hear the crack of the bone all around the stadium. If you're listening, John, wish you the best.
Yeah.
He still limps. But then he's
that's his money in his back pocket.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could say that. I couldn't possibly. Anyway, we're underway, and Joe Rudder's now resplendent in a white bandage. Looks like a proper centre-half. Terry Butcher, eat your heart out. And Mark Harris, he's a striker, so he's got away with a little bruise and lump on the side of his head. I don't think he's got anything over it. I think he just has to play on with it, because it hasn't actually cut. There's no blood. He's on the ball now, Mark Harris. He'll take a little bit of flack from the players, I'm sure. And Roden, first header with a bandage on. This is Goulet in midfield, so there's about 5 minutes to go from now. We're already 4 minutes into the added time, so count 5 from here. 0-0. And if Wales get through this first half, it will have been a decent achievement, I'd say. Not much of a threat in front of the Turkey goal, but they've had to defend, and they, on the whole, defended pretty well, but there's still work to do. Thomas blocks across from the otherwise pretty accurate Muldur. Loves to get forward the Fenerbahce right back. He's tall, he's on the ball again now. Flicks it onto his left leg. Demiral has gone forward, goes in though, inside. Muldur again, and now switches play to the left hand side. Barış Alper Yilmaz tries to play a 1-2, but can't pick it up, and Wales can break away, and Yilmaz is impatient and commits the foul on Brennan Johnson.
He's been quiet, hasn't he, Brennan?
Just thinking that, we haven't seen a lot of him at all.
Yeah, we've seen Sorba a lot on the left hand side, but it's a quiet game, Brennan.
Well, we've seen in his previous 4 unbeaten games, Craig Bellamy's not afraid to ring the changes, is he?
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything bad in particular, and he's just not been involved in the game from an attacking sense. Defensively, he's done his job really well.
Well, Turkey thought Mark Hazard carried that ball out, but plays allowed to go on. Wilson shoots, hits the post from distance. Harry Wilson looking to continue his fine goal scoring form, and that's the closest either side have come to a goal, but the break is on at the other end. It's a stormy run forward by Ermeli. And Wales have won it back, but Harry Wilson, a few yards up from the edge of the penalty, and the ricochet off the post just went past the advancing Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, as soon as he got it out of his feet, Rob, he really fancied him, right? On his left foot. You know he's going to hit the target 9 times out of 10. Extremely unlucky.
Tell you what, Mark Harris did exceptionally well out here on the left hand side, keeping the ball in play and then playing the ball into Harry Wilson. I don't think we can be too critical of Brennan Johnson with the pace it came back off the post, but just feel I don't know, a step the other way and he'd have been there for a tap-in, but just evaded him.
Spoken like a true goal scorer.
But it did come back with quite a lot of pace on it, to be fair.
Wales have lost it. Ula just stabbed a foot in to send Turkey forward again, but Roden, bandage and all, is alert, runs the ball up for a throw, pursued by Akturoglu, and while Roden's out they take it quickly. He has to get back in the defensive line now as Ula swings the ball up to the centre field in front of the Wales penalty area, headed up by Thomas. Muldur again, leaves it this time though to Akun. Now Çalhanoğlu, Demiral, back to Çalhanoğlu. Not long left in this half now. Can't get past Harry Wilson. Ball is floated into the penalty area. Glancing header, never really much pace on it, and easily collected by Karl Darlow. Made one excellent save in that first half to keep it at 0-0, but Helen Ward, you've got to say Wales have probably come closest to anybody who's scoring.
Yeah, definitely. That Harry Wilson strike, it was inches away, probably less than that from being a wonderful goal from him again. But I think overall Craig Bellamy will be pretty happy. Would have expected them to come under a lot of pressure, but to go in at 0-0, I think he'll take that.
And that is the half-time whistle in Turkey. It's goalless at the break. Well, Turkey came out all guns blazing, and Karl Darlow had to make a really good save, advancing out quickly to deny Akun, and then seconds before the half-time whistle, Harry Wilson, looking to become the first player since Ian Rush to score 4 in 4 Wales games, hit the post, a low drive from the edge of the box. Joe Roden and Mark Harris are carrying the scars of war when they collided with each other, but that will make no odds at the moment. Wales are halfway to doing a really good job in Cassia. Half-time here on BBC Radio 1 Sport. It's Turkey 0, Wales 0. Yes, Dan James making his first appearance under Craig Bellamy. Maybe an even more significant substitution for Turkey. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the captain, is off. I won't have to say his name again. And Ismail Yüksek of Fenerbahce is on. So that is a big change for Turkey. Dan James, well, that means Brennan Johnson, we think, and looks like he will go take the Mark Harris role up front. We shall see though what happens.
Surprised at that though, Rob.
I think he could only have been injured.
Must be carrying something.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't look like it.
No, he didn't. Although probably the dominant midfield player for them was Kokcu, wasn't he, the Benfica player. I get the thoughts of Helen Ward, who's also alongside me with Nathan Blake. Wants to get a chance as the Roden, who's now got a blackhead bandage on his head, plays the ball out too strongly for Connor Roberts. So Wales now have Darlow in goal, Roberts, Roden, Davis and Nico Williams, Jordan James, Josh Sheehan, Sorba Thomas, Harry Wilson, and now Dan James earning his 54th cap and his first appearance since, of course, that fateful penalty miss in the World Cup playoff final last spring. First appearance, and awkward back pass from Jordan James then, which was played back into his own penalty area. Danger there for Wales, but they got the ball away. And I'll just give you the Turkey team now then. So it's Merkun Gunok goal across the back, Muldur, Demiral, Bardakci and Mali. Kokcu is now alongside Ismail Yüksek, and then three in front of them, Akun, Güler and Akturoglu, and Yilmaz is wide. Wales have a corner right hand side which Sorba Thomas will take. Roden is up from the back, easily recognisable with that bandage on. Thomas takes the first corner of the second half, floats it high, header at the far post. It's not clear by the Turkey defence yet. It will be now as Haller comes away with it, and he's just looking at Watson, has to hold on to possession, but he does so effectively and sends El Mali up towards halfway, but Wales have ferried everybody back now. I didn't quite see who the Welsh header was from.
There was a chance there.
Might have been Ben Davies, you know, but I could be wrong. Ball chipped past, or attempted to be chipped past Sorba Thomas. There was no drop back into a right-sided role. He started most of the first half on the left. Demiral, Haller, Demiral on halfway, 0-0. Remember, Wales have not scored a second half goal under Craig Bellamy. Today would be a good opportunity to put that right. Touch for Yuksek, the substitute, up to the penalty area. Yilmaz had made a run into the box. He's on the ball again. This is Kokcu. Poor ball that time after building him up just after the break. This wasn't a bad throw by Darla, but Daniel James slipped as he went flying after that. All over the top of the Wales defence, picked up by Yilmaz. Is it back to Haller onto his right foot, goes short, burst into the penalty area by Agkun, but Wales have got enough people there to clear the danger. Nico Williams, good header away by Sheehan to give a bit more impetus to Williams' clearance from the corner flag. This is Yilmaz, pursued by Roden. Roden fires the ball up for a Wales throw, for a Turkey throw. Referee, by the way, is Juan Martinez Munuera of Spain, who's done right so far, I think.
Done really well. Let the game flow. He hasn't fallen for any of the antics.
No.
Either player, either team's players.
Turkey playing right to left, all in red. Wales in the yellow away strip with the green sort of stripe down their shorts. Ball is curled in towards the Wales penalty area, played away. Wilson holds on to possession. James feeds Brennan Johnson, but he gives the ball away. An ambitious pass onto the right hand side, and here come Turkey down the right side. Darlow came out for that one, didn't get there, but I think it's gone straight up for a throw-in. Barish Alpa Yilmaz turned up on the right side then. Conor Roberts with the throw. He's got a November tash as well, though he did grow a tash, didn't he, because of his better half, mentioned the power of the tash at one stage. Thought it gave him extra powers.
Saying nothing after the Downton, he took the mick out of me.
Slow horses, by the way.
Oh, was that your favourite? I know. I heard somebody, someone off another radio station was saying how good that is. I've never seen it.
I'd highly recommend it.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll write that down. As Agkun pulled the shot wide. Again, the clearance to Wilson is not a great one. Nico Williams does really well. Doesn't start all the time for Nottingham Forest, but my word, hasn't he turned up for Wales in this group?
Yeah. Really good player. Good defender, can get forward as well, understands the game.
And has played in a variety of positions, Alan, for Wales in this group even.
Yeah, I remember the last game I was a bit disappointed not to see him on the left where he's done so well, and he was at right back in Conor Roberts' absence, but actually he had a very, very good game in the Cardiff City Stadium, and yeah, he's versatile.
I've always fancied him as an 8, box-to-box 8.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to see him go to the sort of championship or lower level, play every week in that position, learn it.
Here's Turkey again, and Roden just gets a tackle in. Roberts goes to the ground, wins the free kick. It was Yilmaz who was over aggressive then.
is if you did that for Wales, who would you put in his place at fullback? I think he's a terrific player. I really enjoy
He can
watching.
play anywhere, can't he?
Yeah, he's only made 3 Premier League starts and 6 substitute appearances, although as we know with Harry Wilson, who's yet to make a Premier League start, that doesn't affect his output.
He never seems to get tired.
No. I think when you can do everything really well like that, I just think being a full-back or a defensive player is a bit of a waste.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Love to see him in that central midfield playing 1-2s off people, getting shots away and what have you, and he's got an engine for days.
Yeah, he's also got a little mural in his honour in the village of Kenmare up in North Wales. You know you've made it. Where's your mural, Nate? Have you got one?
It's in my son's bedroom.
All right, where do you, Alan Ward?
I have one at Vicarage Road.
Do you?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, genuinely.
Where haven't I seen that?
I have no idea.
You don't always do your homework, Robert.
Well,
That's done you, isn't it?
No, I'm really impressed with that.
See, you're trying to take the mickey out of me there.
No, I wasn't.
Where's yours?
Mine? I haven't got one. I've done nothing worth of note. Roberts. Wilson. Back in the corner, Roberts. Said he'd scored against Turkey in the Euros. He was in a position to do likewise. He couldn't control the through ball.
Unfortunate, wasn't it? Good play, though.
Gaining maybe a bit of confidence on the fact that it's still goalless. Helen Ward is now showing me on her phone the mural in her honour at Vicarage
Love
Road.
it, H. Love it.
I had to prove that was
No, I believed you.
You did.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. No, I'm really impressed with that.
Thank you. He's letting a lot go.
He is letting
isn't
them
he?
go.
Yeah.
A few flying tackles in midfield. Good leg comes away with it. Floated ball, looking for Cookchu, but Williams gets in there. He goes to ground, no foul. And now Wales are a little short at the back as Turkey come forward, right hand side of the penalty area. Little back heel, low cross in. Actually, a poor cross in, yeah. Collected by Darlow. No Turkey player near him.
Yeah, I think the loss of Çalhanoğlu as well, Rob. There's no way they're going to have the same control in that central midfield, I don't think. And you're saying Yüksek, very good player, but I don't think he's quite to the standard of Çalhanoğlu.
No. Well, as you were saying, he's one of the best midfield players in Europe at the moment.
Not quite got going this second half yet, has it?
No, it's a bit
Right
frantic,
side.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, is that because they've lost their captain in that central midfield who does control the game so well, which is great for Wales if that's the case.
Because you never know with Wales, the pace they've got on the break takes one accurate ball forward. And Roden has been fantastic at the back for Wales tonight. Brennan Johnson goes to ground, having leapt up in the air, no foul. Oh, there wasn't a foul then. Yilmaz, Barish Alba Yilmaz, wide to El Mali, the left back, well, nominal left back. Now the substitute, Yüksek, crossfield ball into the penalty area, but again too strong, the pass in, and Darlow gratefully collects. Just looks confident, Carl Darlow, doesn't he, every time he touches the ball?
Yeah, he does. He just has an air of confidence about him, just goes about his business. He's decent with his feet as well, which I think is a big thing for Craig Bellamy. But yeah, he looks clean in his technique, and like Nathan said earlier, I don't want to curse him with the commentator's curse, but yeah, I've been really impressed in the games that he's played for Wales so far.
Blair tackled quickly by Ben Davis that time. Wilson's attempted, it's a free kick, is it? There's a Turkey player down
The
there. It is
referee,
still
I
there.
think,
Yeah.
Rob. So it's a bounce ball.
Good challenge by Ben Davis.
Players these days, he did step on his toe a little. Yeah, I know. He's trying to give him something, right?
He's only a baby, I suppose.
Takci back to his goalkeeper, Mert Zhunok. Donated 100 pairs of goalkeeping gloves to schools in Turkey. The Turkish keeper tonight.
Very nice.
This guy, yeah, that's a man.
It's like a little bit of philanthropy around the place.
Yeah. The children in need yesterday. 0-0. Long ball forward, which Barishapa Yilmaz chases and collects. Shadowed by Joe Roda, and he was offside. Lineswoman on the far side, attentive again. Still goalless. 58 minutes gone. When does Craig Bellamy think about substitutes?
Not sure. I was just thinking I'd quite like to see David Brooks introduced at some point. I think he's got that element of surprise. He's, he can go both ways, both feet. He can get hold of the ball and get into those pockets. And
that's a lovely round the corner ball by Williams to Wilson. Couldn't quite control it, just lobbed it up in the air. Actually, it wasn't bad defended from El Mali either.
It's a great. We've seen that run, seen him make that run so many times recently, haven't we? Midfield, crossfield passing behind the defence.
He's like a good centre in rugby, isn't he? He makes great angles for his run into the line.
You're talking about rugby union.
Okay, Alan, he's like a good centre in rugby, isn't he?
He is exactly like that. Exactly.
I'm the wrong person.
The listener will know. If you're still listening. I just watched the rugby last night, that was all. Chip across field to Akun. Akun into the box. Too strong for Aktürkoğlu. Looking to add to his 4 goals in the tournament. Went into this round of games one of the highest scorers. Still is, but no longer the joint leading scorer, as Ronaldo clipped in a few for Portugal last night. As they scored 5, apparently one was a worldie again.
A red kick, wasn't it?
And the other one was a penalty. It's the Ronaldo way, really, isn't it?
Going back to the substitution, so I wouldn't mind seeing maybe Kumas.
Yeah, that's
Johnson.
what I was thinking. I think the both, you mentioned them both, Brooks and Kumas for me. I think he can play on that edge as well. Kumas, he's good with his back to goal, but he threatens that in behind. I think he gives you a bit more than Harris. I think he'll come to the ball, do his bit, spin off and get in behind you. He seems to play with no fear whatsoever, so Brooks is just Brooks. He's just a quality player, but yeah I'd love to see those two come on.
Well, there's definitely more in this game, in this second half.
I would have said the pace was a bit too much for Joe Allen, but it seems to have slowed somewhat in the second half, so he could potentially be an option.
Sheehan caught it possession on halfway. Roden fouled, but plays allowed to go on. And there's an offside flag up anyway, so that'll be a Turkey free kick just inside their own half. Nil-nil. And the last time I checked, Iceland was still goalless in Montenegro as well, so it would be as you were in the table. Turkey still 2 points ahead of Wales going into the final game. Wales 4 points up on Iceland. So what a draw here with 2 draws would need for Iceland and Wales is that Wales are guaranteed second spot. Turkey haven't given this one up. Break forward by El Mali again.
He's pulled up for a foul on Connor Roberts.
He has.
I don't think there was much, but it was a bit of a forearm in the face on Connor. I don't think it was a swinging forearm. I do think there was a bit of a shove with it.
Oh, is that the yellow card there for
Yeah, look.
Demiral?
So he catches him with the edge of with the tip of his elbow, just there.
Yeah. Now, it may have been Abdul Alperen Baradakci has been booked. Yes, it is. So he misses the next game. He was one of the Turkey players on a yellow, so he'll miss the last game. Turkey looking at a substitution, maybe Enes Ünal of Bournemouth. Turkey remind me a bit about Bournemouth, actually, the way they play. They're sort of like chaos in a game, don't they?
Well, they've been fun to watch this season.
Yeah, they have, yeah. So it's gone quiet, Nathan Blake, which I think is good.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're trying to do. They're not frustrated, the Turkey fans. They're just almost waiting for a goal. But I think they can see as well as we can. It's just not the same element of control for them in this game.
Quick free kick taken. Yilmaz tries to play the ball in the box. So, but Thomas leapt high then. Oh, is that a handball?
Yeah.
He has given a handball. He was right on hand, the referee.
Yeah, he hasn't missed the trick. No. To him. It's had a really good game.
He did ref Wales under-21s against Denmark in 2015. He may be saying hello again to Harry Wilson and Josh Sheehan, who both played in that game.
That's a long way off.
See you in Kasir. 9 years' time. And here's the change. So it's Barış Alper Yilmaz who is making way for Enes Ünal. 3 goals for his country. The Bournemouth player. Used to be on the books of Manchester City. Barış Alper Yilmaz doesn't look too impressed by that decision, but goes off, and Enes Ünal, wearing number 9, comes on for his 34th cap. Meanwhile, Wales have a 2-man wall lined up for this Kukçu free kick, about 8 yards from the penalty area, and he's just carved that high and wide.
I mean, it was so on, Rob. He had so much space there, just a perfect distance. He's just got underneath the ball too much.
And you can hear the Wales fans getting more confident. You can hear them chanting now, even over the whistles. Still a long way to go though, 25 minutes in the central belt of Turkey. As I said earlier, it's famous for its furniture. Got a historic city as well, Kasir.
Clothing, food.
Yeah. Throw into Turkey, 10 yards inside their own half. Found their voice again, the Turkey fans, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's a scrap. You said earlier, Helen, it's a scrappier second half, isn't it, than it was?
Yeah, most definitely, and I think the loss of their captain has hurt them a little bit, Turkey, in terms of the control they had in that first half.
But they're inside the Wales penalty area on the right-hand side. Piercing run! And it's put wide by Ünal.
Oh, wow.
From 3 yards at the near post. What a touch that would have been for the substitute early on. Brilliant run inside the box by Akun. Just seeing a replay of it now.
I don't know how he's done that.
No.
He's
scored, isn't it?
Trying to work it out.
He's gone beyond Carl Darlow.
Wales have had a life there. Roden caught in possession, but Ünal was fouling. But that is, well, the best chance of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, Rob. come off his heel. Maybe that happens sometimes when you're trying to open your foot out, but I'll have to see it again.
I mean, he hasn't long come on, so he's got that, but really, that's meat and drink, that, isn't it?
Usually you would say, yeah.
It remains goalless, and Wilson is breaking away into the penalty area, right hand side, tries to slot it across, but it's easy for Gunnock to fall on that.
That's where it doesn't pay not to have a right foot.
Right foot.
Even if you miss-hit it into the goalkeeper or whatever, I think you stand a better chance. Law of averages is clean contact with your right foot, and either the defender slides in and causes a problem, or you slide in and get a shot away.
Is Sorba Thomas now marauding into the Turkish half down the right side. Wales wanted a free kick, not given. Komarov has just stood on the ball then, asking the referee the question from distance as we head towards the last 20 minutes on Radio Wales Sport of this Nations League Group B encounter, 0-0 in Kayseri in Turkey. Thomas loses possession to Kokcu, the 22-year-old Benfica midfield player, who was really influential in that first half, but not mentioned his name too much in the second, which is good for Wales. And now it's Wales pressing high on Turkey. At the moment they're struggling to find a way through the Wales press, and Craig Bellamy will be really happy with the way things are going at the moment.
It also solidifies things for you if you're a player, Rob, if you can come out of this game with a result.
El Mali finds the cross. Chance here for Unal. Took a deflection off Nico Williams.
Yeah, didn't it?
It was a sort of sideways kick from Unal. It was high. And El Mali is down on the deck. I don't know why. It was a header back. Unal hit it, and Nico Williams bravely came in. Thumped off the top of his head. I think Ben Davies was there as well.
I think it's off Ben Davies' head.
I thought I might have seen a hand in there from someone.
But he was asking Unal.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I got my glasses on. I didn't see it.
Obviously it wasn't.
Corner to Turkey. Loire fires it in from that far side. So Turkey have made nothing of that, and Dan James leads the counter. Now he's got pace to burn.
Well defended.
Yeah, really good defending. Just got his body in the way.
Yeah, run across him into his path, into his line.
I think that was Adkun, who was rushing back to help out his defence. First time Dan James had a really good run at green grass in front of him. Again, they go down Connor Roberts' side, but he gets there. He's on the deck. He finds Roden. Not the best clears by Roden, but Sorba Thomas, who I think has done really well tonight, wins back possession. Wilson is snapping at him, and the long ball looking for the pace of Johnson. Overhit though. Goes through to Gunnock inside the last 20 minutes. 0-0. Helen Moore.
Brennan just not as effective. Sorry, Rob. Yeah. Helen just not as effective as that 9 position. I really would like to see Kumas come on and try and play that role.
Yeah, I agree.
Cross into the Turkey box, just above, into the Wales box, just above the head of Unal, who's got a Bale-style ponytail, hasn't he? Liam Cullen and David Brooks coming on for Wales. And Iceland have got one up against Montenegro, so Sorba Thomas makes way for Liam Cullen. Pretty sure it's not Connor Roberts who's gone across to hand something to the fourth official. David Brooks is waiting to come on. I wonder whether this might...
Jordan James, it was the other number that came up.
Yes, it is Jordan James. And Iceland are one up in Montenegro, so they now move within 2 points of Wales. So if it stays as it is, Wales will still have a 2-point advantage, but Iceland will have everything to play for, and they'll need to beat Wales to beat them to a promotion playoff. Unless Wales can do better than a draw here. And Brooks shoots, but always heading wide from just inside the box. Set up actually by the fellow substitute Liam Cullen. And two Turkey players down in the box now. I think Brooks is crashing up with both sides. Brooks didn't really get hold of that.
I think he's gone up as in the central position, and Brennan Johnson's come back out to the right.
Yes.
Two trainers on. Oh, that's what I used to call them anyway. Physios, I suppose. They were trainers in my day, Helen Ward.
What were they training people for?
Well, they used to do all sorts of things, didn't they? If there's a hole, I'll dig it. Don't worry.
Don't look at me to help you out. I got no rope there, Rob.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, the listener will know again what I mean when I say trainers. Physios then, if you want to be really technical. Spray men, magic spray and all that.
Trainers were dappers in my day. I don't know what you're on about, like physios and trainers. I'm not sure.
So there are all sorts of quizzical looks. I'm changing the subject rapidly here. All sorts of quizzical looks on the pitch. But there's no mystery about the scoreline at the moment. It's 0-0. And Zeki Celik is coming on for Eren El Mali. So Zeki Celik, who plays his football with Roma, who just appointed Claudio Ranieri as manager, haven't they?
Bad time, isn't it?
Yeah. So 15 minutes to go. This would be a really creditable draw if Wales can get it. Sheer back pass back to Darlow, who's looked very comfortable indeed. Davis comes out of defence. Wilson is short. Goes back to the now black bandaged Roden, who's out of his head clash with Mark Harris in the first half. Davis looks to hit it long. Not the best ball forward by the Wales captain. It's swung out to Goulet, knocks it inside, then floats it over the top of the Wales defence, but Roden retreats quickly enough to find Nico Williams, who turns away from Unal. Williams makes space for himself. Lovely ball into midfield. Cullen, first time out to Johnson. Now the break is on. Johnson into the box. Brooks just couldn't control it. I think he ran it out for a goal kick.
That was a good ball from Brennan Johnson. That's the type of delivery you want to see. Just couldn't get his feet around it. David Brooks at the far post.
You're thinking like me, how right play it first time.
Yeah.
And he did. Great ball by Brennan. Brooks on his left foot. You expect him to do better there, I have to say.
Turkey try and build, but they're slowing their pace down now, the home side.
Yeah, that'll suit Wales though. Fresh legs on up front. Brennan Johnson still got energy. Now's the time to play that sort of counter-attack football.
Well, they've got pace and flair up front now with Brooks and Johnson. They've got to beware defensively. Ball's up on that right-hand side into the penalty area, but again, Wales have got someone there. It's Dan James this time. Turkey have won it back, not far away from the Wales penalty area though. Oh, it's a lovely ball in behind the Wales defence. Breaks to the edge of the box. Hilaire hits it, and he taps the ground in frustration, slaps the grass in frustration as he launches it over the top from just inside the box.
He's so frustrated, isn't he? It comes to a great first touch, great second touch. Does everything right, but the finish. Gets underneath the ball, doesn't keep his toe down, see his foot shaping up in the air. Ball's always going to fly up in the air. Needs to keep that toe down.
I think he's trying to wrap it into the far corner.
I think it would have been better just toe down, ping.
Yeah.
He's had 4 attempts tonight. Nico Williams is down. This will be a concern for Wales. But Goulet, the gentleman he is, trying to help him up.
I just don't want. Doesn't want that break in the game, Rob.
Yeah. He might be a gentleman as well.
I never met one when I was playing. Off the pitch, yeah, plenty of.
Yeah.
On the pitch.
No room for sentiment.
No.
0-0. Wales fans look relatively happy. Not too many smiles, but maybe they're just tense. But I don't think the team is showing much tension, although they're giving the ball away then from their own clearance out of defence, and
they're starting to get really frustrated, the Turkish players, with one another as well.
Yeah, that was Atkin's through ball just too far for Goulet. Roberts gives the ball away down the near side. But Roden collects an attempted ball which was looking for Unal in the penalty area. Wilson runs into traffic, goes to ground, loses it. Goulet flicks it, shot from distance by Atkin, but again no problem for Karl Darlow.
Trying to hit the skin off the ball, Rob. Wild technique in the end.
They've lost a bit of poise, haven't they, and control, poise I think is the word. Maybe they're frustrated. Johnson hikes the ball out to the left hand side where James is a willing runner. Now Dan James up against Celik, crosses into the penalty area. Owen Cullen's going to get any of those. Made break for Nico Williams to shoot on the edge of the box. Oh, he's lost it though. Unal goes to ground just inside the penalty area. It wasn't a bad foul to give away by Roden. Free kick taken quickly as we approach the last 10 minutes in Casere. 0-0. Craig Bellamy looking to make it 5 unbeaten at the start of his reign. Kokchu tries to burst through the middle. Nothing happening. Too many yellow shirts there. And the ball is given away by Daniel James. So Turkey come back again. They've got men in the box this time. Darlow almost takes out Roden again. This time gets above him. And it's still 0-0, Helen Ward.
It is. You're just starting to see a little bit more pressure from Turkey. Wales struggling to get hold of the ball again. I'd like to see a little bit more from Dan James. Don't think we've seen enough of him since he came on at half-time, using that pace of his.
You've seen that about Brennan as well. It's not really been an evening for the wide players.
Here's Johnson now. Conor Roberts has gone up ahead. We'll say it for Wales and the Ballon. They are fearless. I mean, the managers would say to Conor Roberts, don't you dare cross halfway.
I think like I said earlier, I think that they believe in the process. You know, Craig has got them playing in a certain way, certain positions, and more advanced further up the pitch than they were under Rob. And as soon as you start getting results, players believe, so they continue to do it, and they, give you more and more and more.
James again. Is it back for Williams? Thought about shooting. Instead curls across looking for Johnson. Headed up the Turkey penalty area. Sheehan returns it. Headed back to Sheehan. This time he controls it with his chest. Actually, he's probably had a better second half than first. Just Sheehan.
I think when I think if there was to be criticism about Turkey, it would be the manager taking off the captain if he didn't need to take him off.
Yeah.
Because that pressure, you could see it was going to be difficult for Wales to continue to withstand that for the entire second half. But with him going off, it's been a pretty even sort of game. Yes, Turkey probably slightly had the better possession, but we've never really seen Wales under any sort of duress in the second half.
Iceland are now 2 up in Montenegro. Unal shoots from distance, takes a deflection back into his path. Actually bounced off a couple of Wales players on the edge of the box.
Shooting in the face, I think.
Yeah, I think it did. Wales having to defend Mulder now. Wide to Aktürkoğlu. No chance of adding to his 4 goals so far. The first half he did, and Dalla made a brilliant save. This is Ruller, 25 yards out, awkward angle though. So he goes right, he's not afraid to do that. Back to Ruller again. This time left-footed chip cross. Picked up by Aktürkoğlu on the edge of the penalty area. Turns to face up Connor Roberts. Thinks about left-footed cross, goes to the corner off Roberts' shins. Takes it quickly, Aktürkoğlu to Ruller on the right hand side, low cross in, terrible cross that time by the Real Madrid teenager, and Wales can break with Brooks, but he's stopped by the substitute Yüksek. Here's Wilson, nudged off the ball by Unal, and that's going to be a Wales free kick. Goalless. Six minutes to go. Turkey throwing one more roll of the dice maybe. Warming up another substitute. They know a win here would guarantee them top spot in Group B. As it is, they'd have to go to Montenegro on Tuesday, while Wales and Iceland scrap it out in Cardiff. Of course, Gunnar has not to make a saviour, has he really? But
He should have had to though.
yeah,
We should have, we've had enough, or a couple of opportunities that should have ended in a shot on target for sure. And obviously the Harry Wilson one against the post, but no, you're right, he hasn't had enough to do.
it's a Kaan Aykan of Galatasaray who is warming up on the side, I think. We're in 22. Here comes Adgun. Forward, crossing the box, Goulet sets it up for Kokcu, blocked. Then a scuff shot, balloons out towards Aktürkoğlu. Aktürkoğlu into the penalty area from the left-hand side. Johnson came back, conceded the corner. They are looking for what would probably be a winner at Turkey. Another corner, Kokcu. The fans are bouncing in that stand behind them. Still work to be done for Wales. We're putting Kumas on for Harry Wilson. So Lewis Kumas, in the most vibrant, hostile of atmospheres, comes on for his 5th cap, and they've taken off Ardal Ruller and put Kaan Ayhan on, who's a centre-back. Cross comes in from Kokcu from the corner. Going to be picked up on that right-hand side by Adgun. Lays it back. Crossfield ball is cut out by Johnson. Hoists it over halfway. Zeki Çelik, not the best header away. Johnson flicks it to Brooks. Brooks should have held on to it. Maybe should have had a shout as well. As we approach 3.5 minutes plus whatever added time the referee sees fit. Wales under the cosh here though. Unal round the corner ball. They're into the penalty area. It's a penalty to Turkey.
No.
And it's a yellow card as well.
I think we've got a bit of VAR coming in here. That looked like a perfectly timed challenge
It
to
was
me.
Yunus Akgün who was brought down. According to the referee, there will be a VAR check, I'm sure. Craig Bellamy is asking the 4th official about it. No, we're seeing a replay. It was Unal.
Gets the ball. Well, the second
Nico
one
Williams.
Nico Williams gets that.
He does.
And I think it might be for Connor Roberts then, is it?
Gets the ball
Because that's
there.
clearly, and Connor gets the ball also, I think, but it might be he comes through the man. No, he gets the ball
both
cleanly.
challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. And he looks like he's blown up for the first one, not the second one.
No.
That's never going to be a penalty, surely.
Well, these are crucial seconds while VAR checks. So far, I haven't seen the referee go to the screen. In fact, they're lined up for a penalty. Joe Roden has had a yellow card. He's not one of those on the yellows. And Kerim Akturoglu, one of the top scorers in the Nations League, will step up for this penalty. Chance for Karl Darlow to make a hero of himself. Just 2 minutes to go on the clock. Controversy in Turkey. Akturoglu hits it right-footed, and he's missed. He's put it wide of Darlow's left-hand post, and Wales survive.
Justice.
Yeah, that was a terrible penalty first and foremost. Karl Darlow's gone the wrong way and he's just clipped the outside of the post. But yeah, it's justice. Maybe he knew subconsciously that it wasn't a penalty and he's done Wales a favour. But I'm glad that's the case. I don't think Wales deserve that, especially, you know, if Turkey going to score, you want them to do something amazing and incredible and cut you open and score a worldie, but you don't want it from a penalty that probably shouldn't have been. So I'm pleased that that's not gone in.
I'm surprised it didn't go to the VAR though.
Yeah,
I don't
really
understand
surprised.
that.
Because surely that is a clear and obvious error.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He clears the ball.
Yeah.
So Lewis Koumas is still waiting to come on, and he is coming on for Brennan Johnson. I think it was Harry Wilson was going to go on for him, but I'll go off for him, sorry. Well, Karl Darlow
Never fancied him, mind. Pound to take up. A lot of pressure.
He's had quite a good game though.
Yeah, never fancied him. He's never looked confident, H. Never looked
You can
confident.
say that now he's missed.
Yeah. I did say to Andy, I think he'll miss it.
now can Wales really deliver a sting in the tail. Brooks, high upfield, 5 minutes of added time. Wales could be in here, but they just thwarted as they went into the penalty box. Sliding challenge from the fighter back to Akturoglu. And he's back to go. He's robbed by Connor Roberts and then pulls down as if he's fouled again. And it was 5 minutes, as I said, of added time to play.
I'm not sure that was a foul either, but it's gone from letting everything go to give it everything now.
Yeah, and Iceland have beaten Montenegro by 2-0, so they move within 2 points of Wales in the group table. Wales are 2 points behind Turkey, going into the final game on Tuesday night against Iceland in Cardiff. Turkey play Montenegro, and don't forget, on Tuesday night we can sum up the group with Call Rob after the game. 03700 100 110. No Call Rob tonight. We've all got homes to get to, but it's Call Rob back on Tuesday night from the Cardiff City Stadium. And the disappointment is etched on the faces of the Turkish substitutes, because they could have wrapped up promotion to Group A with that penalty.
Yeah, and I wonder if the 2 superstars of the Turkish team, had they been on the pitch, would one of them have took the penalty? I don't know.
I think Çalhanoğlu is the penalty taker. Memory serves me correctly.
Yes, he took a penalty in Iceland in their 4-2 win there.
He has to have been injured to come off at half-time,
Yeah.
I'm sure of it.
So sometimes you get those breaks. So Çalhanoğlu couldn't play the whole game in Cardiff, couldn't play the whole game in Kasir. And It's still goalless. Still time though. 3 minutes to go. Turkey haven't given up looking for a goal. Oh, they will have like that though. Terrible ball in midfield. But Yüksek makes up for it, wins it back, and now they drive forward down the right side again.
Yeah, just need to dig in here, Wales. Defend for your lives.
They go round the back, they're into the penalty area once more, can't find it. It's like I have a needle stuff. Cross into the box, Darlow comes for it and collects.
Brilliant hands.
Absolutely brilliant from the goalkeeper, that. 90 minutes plus, under all sorts of pressure. Comes and takes it off his defender's head. Brilliant goalkeeping.
Yeah. And it's a different atmosphere now. There's some glum Turkish faces in the crowd. 0-0. Unal heads on. Ben Davies will usher that back to Karl Darlow, who's been pretty faultless in this game so far, and to my mind has done enough to justify wearing the number one.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, Rob. Helen was saying earlier how accomplished he looks all the time, and I have to say, doesn't make nerves in any sense. Good handling, good feet.
Kokçu spreads it wide on the right hand side again. Akun takes on Nico Williams. He hasn't got much change out of him. Aktaroglu shoots from the edge of the box, then blocks an attempted clearance. Connor Roberts hooks it away from his marker. Lewis Kumas caught in possession. Hurried approached by Turkey now. Time is running out. 1 minute of added time to go. 0-0. Be a really good point for Wales if they can hang on. They're under pressure to the very end. Ball is slid into the penalty area once more. That was an optimistic attempt
as well
by Kaan Ayhan. And Wales have a throw.
Yeah, just clip the Yunus on the way out. Couldn't get out of the way quick enough.
Goalless in Kasir. Seconds to go. Ball is bouncing into the Wales penalty area again. Connor Roberts goes down and wins the free kick. He took a head. There's been a lot of head injuries tonight, hasn't there? He was brave then, the Wales defender, up against Kokçu.
I think he's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with his head.
I suspect it actually bounced off his head, didn't it? And then he took the...
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it did. And that is the final whistle. Well, Wales escaped a penalty late in the game, but Craig Bellamy's unbeaten run continues to 5 games. They passed their toughest test with a goalless draw in Turkey, and now all eyes on a playoff showdown against Iceland on Tuesday night in Cardiff. There were some heroic Wales performances in that goalless draw. Turkey's unbeaten run continues, but Craig Bellamy will be really happy with the resilience his side showed in the most testing of atmospheres. He said we'd learn a lot from this performance. I think they have really impressed despite not being able to win, but I think Craig Bellamy would have taken that before he travelled to central Turkey. In Kasir it finished Turkey 0, Wales 0.